And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, touching base with you as always with my buddy and pal, brother and everything, Mr. Chris Edwards. What's
Good
going
morning,
on?
sir. How you doing? I'm good. How you doing?
I am in packing mode, so I'm packing. But which is giving me a nice pace to just kind of like, I got the laundry. I'm getting the laundry done this morning. I'll be able to pack that stuff up, getting things done today. And then I
Okay.
have a dinner coming up this evening, Ethiopian food, I do believe it will be.
Ooh,
And so
okay.
hanging out in Harlem this evening. It's taking advantage of this warmer weather. Today's going up to
Warmer
45.
weather.
It's
Yeah.
like I was not leaving the house yesterday. I did not leave the house on Monday. It was just too cold, too icy, too snowy. I say as a remainder of the snow. Well, I'm getting out. I'm spreading my wings today. It is
Okay.
all about getting out into these streets. So, anyway, we will be talking. Today is our Let's Talk Wednesday, and
Water cooler.
and it's a water cooler day. So
And
we are
there's
all
there's a
here.
bombshell story out there.
It's a lot to talk about
I
today,
actually
buddy.
I read the article this morning.
Yes, you read the article. I didn't get a chance to read it.
Yeah, well, I was yeah, well, we'll get
Oh,
into
I
it.
can't wait then to see.
We'll get into
Yeah,
it.
you did the reading. I did. Now I saw some of the interviews yesterday, and I just watched Don Lemon. I think
Yeah.
I don't know
He
if it
had
was
the reporter on
live
there.
or it was from yesterday. I have no idea of
This one was
the
live.
writer. Oh, was right. The writer was live this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm using the YouTube television, and then I go to the YouTube app, and so it all works out. But yeah, so that's about it. And so tomorrow is supposed to be our well, anyway, let's just say hello, folks. Let's say hello. Let's get that first out the way. And here we go. First person in the building, as usual, taking her crown as always. It is the wonderful
Absolutely.
Hannah Boyd Miller. Good morning, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. And look who's here, Chris R is in the building. What's up, Chris? She says, good morning with the silver this morning. And Aya is in the building. Good rising. Hi, Ron and everyone, she says. And Adrian just missed that bronze, but he's up there. He's up there. He says, morning, chat. Morning. And also the wonderful Jazzy Jazz is in the building. She says, good morning, beautiful people. And look who else is in the building. Omar on his vertical phone or vertical something. Good morning, he says. And who else is there? If you're in the building, make sure you hit the likes. Kimmy Kim says, good morning, Ron and Chris with a hand wave. And Kelly A says, good morning, everyone. And then we have the wonderful Bryson. He said, what's up, Ron? What's up, Chris? What's up, everybody? It's officially Hump Day Wednesday. Yes, it is. Get your humps in today. It is Hump Wednesday.
I'm not going to touch it.
I don't know where that came from. Once in a while, I could go off track, but then that's
okay.
Anyway.
It's okay.
So, what is there's a lot in the news. So we'll try to go through what you guys want to talk about. It is Water Cooler Day. Also, what we are going to do today differently, you notice it's just Chris and myself. Eliza is not here, and also Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn's away on the seas. And so we said, let's do something a little different today. I was thinking about it. I said, we will have our QR code up here. And if you want to join the community, you can by hitting the QR code. And if you, and this is pretty much for the pillars and the regulars here. And if you want to be on the panel discussion, you're more than welcome to join us. So you just hit the QR code and just come on in and join us. But just make sure you have good lighting, make sure your mic is working, and all that good stuff. So those are your requirements if you are going to come on live. But I think it's a great opportunity to get a lot of you folks in here to just get the feel of what it is to be on Touch Base Daily.
Absolutely, especially people in the pillars of the community, as we say.
Yes, especially after y'all were all on video on Sunday. Now excuse. No excuse. Or you all are able to be on. I should say you are ready to be on video. You are ready. Let's see here. I feel the love between all you guys exchanging. So, Chris, what do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about the press secretary? Right? Is she the press secretary or she's the
No, she's the oh gosh, now why can't I think of the name? Hold on.
secretary
No,
of
hold on, because I have it up here. Chief of
ex-
staff, excuse me.
chief
Yeah,
of
I drew a blank.
staff?
Yeah. So
Chief of
there
staff.
was for those that are living under a rock or just don't pay attention to the news. I mean, 'cause we all are not really paying attention to the news like that. But Vanity Fair put out a piece. They followed Susie Wiles for I believe it was 11 months. It started before Trump actually took office, and basically she gave him unfeathered access to her, and he interviewed her said 11 times, and he actually even interviewed a few other people in the cabinet, JD Vance, I believe Marco Rubio, and then they also, as you can see on screen, took several different photos. And the things that she says are all the things that we knew to be true that were said in silence, outside of public view. And she really goes in on all these people, And then, of course, now they're trying to play cleanup and saying, "Oh, the interview was taken out of context." But here's the thing: the reporter, Chris Whipple,
He's an
recorded
expert.
all. Yeah, he recorded all of their interviews. So as she and the White House put out statements stating, how it was a hit piece or it was incorrect or reported wrong, he is releasing snippets of the actual recordings to show his proof. Basically, what he's doing, he's showing his math work. Okay. This is not a flattering piece on the White House and the staff in the White House. They talked about how Trump agreed that they were going to do a 90-day, basically a 90-day revenge tour. And after those 90 days, he was going to stop. He hasn't stopped. He's talked about Caroline, what's her name? Levitz, the press secretary. He's talked about JD Vance, how he's a conspiracy theorist. He doesn't deal in facts. I mean, it's just scathing. And then the fact that she's actually done this interview and put this out there. And I mean, she had to have known that this was going to get out.
She knew it. She had to know.
But here's the thing, though, too. I think part of the calculation of doing this is she even said this in the interview, because I read the article this morning. She'd only signed up to do 6 months. After 6 months, she was going to be gone.
Yes.
So I don't think she either remembered or even was planning on being around when this article came out.
Yeah, she has gone a little long term on her stay, and but for those that don't know, also this is Chris Whipple. Chris Whipple is an expert on that position, the chief of staff, and he's interviewed every chief of staff person in the modern times. So he knows the position better than all the people that have been in the position, because he's interviewed them all. He knows the behind the scenes, the information. He really does an incredible job. Like I said, I saw his interview yesterday with O'Donnell. I saw his interview on Jen, what's her name? Yes, Tachi. And also this morning on Don Lemon. So I've seen him actually
He's been making the rounds.
Yeah, he's been making his rounds. It's been fascinating. Especially about it was interesting about Kankles being have the habits of a alcoholic.
Yeah.
And he embraces it. When many times you hear him say that he doesn't like alcohol, he doesn't like drinking because of the alcoholism in his family.
Yep.
So it was interesting in this interview is that he embraces, as she mentions, because she has alcoholics in her family. I do believe her father is a very famous person in politics, and I do believe he was an alcoholic or one of her family members. And so she compared his personality type to being like the alcoholic people that were in her family.
Can I just read a piece? I mean, since you're talking to that, there's a
Definitely.
piece in the article. It says Susie Wiles, the enforcer, the architect of presidential Donald Trump's 2024 election victory, now is the White House chief of staff. Is the daughter of a famous sportscaster, Pat Summerall. As Wiles explains, her father was an alcoholic, so she knows how to deal with difficult men with big personalities. I make a specialty of it, she says with a laugh. As a crisis of the Trump 2.0 pileup, from Signalgate to revenge and retribution to the Epstein files to alleged war crimes on the high seas, Wiles has worked at the center of the storm. The Trump whisperer who sees it all. I'm entering my 9th year altogether, my 5th year day to day, she says, of working with Trump. So it's hard to surprise me. I mean, these are her words in quotes, as she's saying. She has seen it all. She's not unfamiliar with politics. If I remember, she worked with another, was it not Reagan? Was it Bush? I believe she worked with Bush at one point. I could be wrong. Someone correct me if I am. But she knows politics. And like I said, she was the one that helped get Trump elected in 2024. So this is not someone who is speaking off the cuff and not knowing what she's saying or speaking inaccurately to a reporter. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's saying. And I think that this is a very calculated thing. I think the only thing where she probably messed up was that she really wasn't planning on staying this long as chief of staff. She said, in her talks with the interviewer that she was only planning on staying for 6 months. So that's probably her only miscalculation.
Yeah, but she goes in. She really goes in. I mean, I love what she said about Vance, because Vance is crazy. This is what I think. I know it sounds it's like the rock and the, you always raised about the rock. You grew up hearing about the rock and the hard place. We as a country are truly in the rock and the hard place. If something was to happen to Trump and he becomes gone from the scene to be president, J.D. Vance is probably the most, from another planet in his mind. He's a conspiracy theories, and it's not her story is not the first person to say that about JD Vance. JD Vance is not a good person at all. He's a chameleon. He has changed his stripes over the years. He's had friends in college and abandoned them and then changed and then
he's been cultivated to be this person. He's been cultivated. Yeah. I mean, he was picked from obscurity by rich billionaires and said, we want you to do it. You know what it is? If you never saw The Manchurian Candidate, that's who he is.
Yeah.
He's the Manchurian Candidate.
He really is the Manchurian. I mean, because he was truly picked. I mean, obviously, Peter Thiel financed this whole Senate run.
Yep.
Pull again with the millionaires and billionaires, pulled him out of obscurity, and he was just a hillbilly. He was just a hillbilly that had a good fortune to make it into Harvard, and then But what makes him more dangerous is that he is not as, I should say, Trump is not a smart person.
He's not.
He's just
uneducated.
He just goes with the whim, his feelings, and all that other stuff. JD Vance will be a lot more calculating.
Yes.
If he becomes president.
And the other thing too is, I mean, granted, Trump has people pulling the strings, but I think JD Vance is more equipped to have his strings pulled and told what to do and execute on those without question. I mean, he's proven that.
Jay-Z says JD understands what he is doing. He is.
Yeah.
He is
because he's educated.
He's educated, and he knows the law. He's a lawyer. He studied law, so Trump knows nothing about law. He knows nothing about the Constitution. He knows nothing about mankind,
anything.
anything. He's just pathetic. I mean, you can't even say he's human. After what he said this week, and we'll talk about that, subhuman personality.
Yeah.
And Adrian said, I had to put a note on this one. This is really good. As a photography community, I expect y'all may note how unflattering some of the pictures are. Subtle but intentional, I imagine.
Oh no! Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about not to talk about the photographer.
No, I think the photographer did that intentionally. I think that this is all intentional. But before we get into that, Bryson, I want you to know that I'm going to circle back to your comment because I started. I want to actually address that as well. But getting back to the photography of this is not flattering of any of these people.
None of them are flattering.
The work that they've had done, the fact that they look like deers in headlights, it shows the unseriousness of these people, and I think that it's so intentional because we all know these people to be
they're the worst.
The worst of the worst, and it shows in the photography.
Well, the one that's educated of this whole bunch. I mean, when you look at this bunch, let me look at this bunch. I mean, her hair is a mess. I mean, the only one that looks is
Marco Rubio, probably
Caroline with the K.
Well,
but
she's probably the most sadistic of all of them.
Yeah, they said she is. Yeah, they said she is very skillful in how she communicates. And I like what Don Lemon says. She can be skillful because she can lie, and there's nothing that can happen to her. So she can just come up. She can just go to the microphone and lie. It's just free willy. She can just do what she wants to do. But yes, when you look, the photographer could have chose to use Photoshop, or even if he was basic like myself and used Lightroom, he could have definitely gone in and reduced the clarity, reduced the sharpness, and do all the little things that we do as photographers to make people look better.
Well, Ron, scroll through and show the individual shots that they use of these people in this article. These are not flattering photographs at all. If you go to the main article and just scroll through it, it shows each of them a close-up of them on separate shots, not this particular shot, but this individual shots of them for their portion of the piece that's written.
Yeah, I got we'll go to the good digital sign. I have to sign in.
You shouldn't have to sign in. I was able to get into it. Just go to vanityfair.com. It's the cover story. And you click on it.
Gotcha. Let's see.
But while you're doing that, let me just jump back to Bryson's comment. I'm going to put it on the screen and then we'll talk about it real quick. So Bryson says, today the first trailer for Melania Trump dropped. It's going to be in theaters early next year. And I encourage people, don't go to the movie theaters and spend your money to see this. Don't even waste your time. And I never tell people not to go see something, but why would we give them anything?
Oh my God.
Don't give them the views for this.
Okay, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Here we go. This looks
like a mugshot.
This is a mugshot.
Her face looks bruised. Look at the
lighting is not flattering. The lighting is
harsh.
It's harsh. The lighting is
These
harsh.
have not been retouched whatsoever. And for Vanity Fair, a publication that is big on beauty and how they represent the people in their articles, this is horrible and it's intentional. Look at her lipstick.
It's horrible. And I don't know what Christopher Anderson was doing, and this had to because. His other work is great, so this is to be intentional. It's
intentional to make them look this way. Just give them the raw, unedited version of these people.
This is I mean, usually, like for instance, for those that don't know, we as photographers, you see this little patch up here. We
You
would
would clear
take
that
that
up.
out. We would take the patches out. We would take
Remove
the
all the
blemish.
stray
Yeah,
hairs, the flyaways, the under eye
this
makeup, fix the lip.
this lip situation is bad. We would have cropped. We would have gotten rid of that. As photographers, this is what we do.
Even like
Lord,
some of the wrinkles, you would smooth them out just a little bit, just to give them a little. I mean, look at JD Vance. I mean, we
the
all have imperfections in our skin, but when you are doing a publication piece, you want to always put the person in the best light and do a little retouching. I don't care
like we would
who
have
you
got
are.
rid of the crumbs. We would have got rid of the blisters. We would have.
Yeah, like he has crumbs from whatever meal he had
It
before on his
looks
face.
terrible. I can't, Christopher. I wish I could talk to Christopher. I would love to know what was his.
Yeah.
Why? What was his intent?
I think this photographer has even more to say than the article
The
itself.
article itself. I mean, look at this.
This is perfect. You know what? Look,
Now
blow that one up a little bit.
You know what we're saying. We won't
This
say
is
the
giving
N-word,
me.
but
This is giving me N Germany
yes, is this Germany?
Holocaust. This is what this one is
Yes.
giving me.
Woo! Since we're this is, man, I want to get into the mind of
Intentional.
Christopher Anderson, you are the man.
But here's the thing, I love it.
I love
because it really speaks to who these people are. Show them for who they are.
But each photo really does. It's almost like a subliminal message of the characters that these people are. Like this was so intentional. I mean, all of it is intentional, but this one, this is intentional.
Yeah.
The zealot. And wow. Adrian, thank you for putting us on this track here. I mean, look at this one. I mean, the cat.
Like, what is up with that hair? It's like he was still in his 20s with that haircut.
That is pathetic. I'm sorry, y'all. We're going on, and we should. But this, I again, as a photographer, we probably would have taken out this little pimple here. We would have taken out. I mean, it's easy to do. It's not like
it's literally just a touch of a, not even. Just put your mouse over and touch it. You touch it, and it's
literally
gone.
Can just click, and it's gone. I mean, that's so you know that this photographer is saying something without saying a
I'm
word.
not touching these because I'm going to show these people who they are.
I mean, even the ears and the hair and the.
Yeah, like you would touch that up.
Holy moly. I mean, I can't wait to read this article. But look, I mean, then you got all the other photos and stuff here. But that is something to look at. I mean, like I said, the lighting.
And even look at this. Like it looks like they used the lamp from the other side of the room and shined it on her. Like they don't look like they use any professional lighting on any of this stuff.
No softbox.
No, not at all. Everything's very harsh.
No diffusers.
In this.
No bouncing of light, like you get your bounce.
And not even that, reflectors. Like her. Now, mind you, I think the color of the suit is actually really nice, but against that backdrop, it's just like she almost doesn't even. She just kind of blends into the wall a little bit.
I'm glad we're doing the photography part of this. This makes it even more. I mean, look at the shadows. I mean, and don't get me wrong. Some shadows can be great in work.
Like, why wouldn't he be sitting behind a desk or sitting on the edge of a desk? And he's not the president, but he could sit on the edge of the whatever desk is in the Oval Office. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing about this that speaks to someone who's in the White House. It just looks like, all right, well, we showed up to this space and we need to get some photos of you guys just to have some stock photos.
And can I say also about these switches on the wall? I mean, usually we would take them out. We just take out. As photographers, we take out the. This we would not have, and also we would take. I mean, if we're going to take a picture in front of it or near it, we know that we can crop it out.
Yeah, but also, and even like the lampshade on the side, like you see, like that's all that stuff is like distracting. I would take all that stuff out.
But it's intentional. I wish I could talk. I'm gonna have to send Christopher. You know I am.
I think you should.
You
He
know
would.
I
I
will.
would
I am
love to
going to
hear
send
from him.
Christopher a text. I am going to go to his account. I want to know. I mean, obviously, I won't share it. I mean, if it's confidential, but I mean, my curiosity.
This man doesn't even know how to smile. I don't think it's in it. I don't think his body can actually do that.
Yeah, he has no empathy, as he likes to say. But this, I mean, this is really rough. I'm glad, Adrian. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
I saw some of the photos on TV, but I have not gone through the article. But these photos tell you a whole lot without saying a word.
And I think that's why this particular Vanity Fair piece is getting such attention and scrutiny. Like people are really like looking at this with a fine tooth comb. And like I said, it's not just about the article. Yes, it's the article, but the photographs in it, because even like Don was talking about the photos this morning. I mean, so look at this guy. At least he's behind a desk. Like there seems to be some sense of
a little elevation
something.
Here.
But here's the thing, I think that probably speaks to his character of who he thinks he is.
But then also, excuse me, but you notice that there's a person or something over here in this corner, because normally we would have cropped that little piece out. I'm just saying, there's a whole lot going on in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of subliminal messages in these photographs. Dan Scavino, that was his name. Sorry.
Yeah, he's and I think we got it all. But Chris Whipple, man, and this is just part one. I don't know. I can't wait to read this today. So this will be right here on my screen. I'll go back to it. Man, wow, that was good, Chris.
Very interesting article.
That was revealing. What do you? I know we just kept going on. We couldn't put your. I mean, Kristen, put your comments up.
Sorry,
we were both so into it. Ling Ling, hey Ling Ling, how you doing? Says it looks like JD Vance never wore a suit before vice president. Yeah, I mean, well, he is from the Hillbillies. And Jazzy says the one with Caroline is crazy work. And Kimmy says, you would think though they would send. Let me put this on the screen. You would think though they would send the pics to them for approval, or they would ask to see them before posting. This is usually the case. Usually, for my clients, especially if it's for something like this.
A major publication like this,
they want to see all of the photos, and then they have to get approved. Then meeting about it, and then they say okay.
There's always a back and forth with a client, and But here's the thing: this administration's so unserious; they don't take anything seriously. So it's just like I'm sure they probably even reached out to them and say, "Hey, would you guys, hear what we're thinking of?" And I'm sure that they didn't even pay attention to it.
Classic says the background washes them out and color looks dull.
Yeah, but it's intentional.
It just says light switches and cracked baseboards. Yeah. Hey, Photo Ken is in the building. Photo Ken Arts is in the building. Isn't it true that you'd not retouch an image when it's used for photojournalistic purposes? No, I think. Well, it depends. It depends on the photographer.
Yeah, and then on top of it, like I would see, I like when I think of that, I'm thinking of like war-torn countries when you're out in the field doing, photojournalism on the streets, that type of stuff, but not something for like
Vanity Fair.
Yeah, Vanity Fair has done stuff like that, but I think for this, you would, especially for an administration, you always want to have them retouch somewhat.
Yeah, the publications always. I mean, for instance, obviously, when you've seen Vanity Fair, you've seen Vogue, when they've done all those pictures are retouched. Nothing's in Vogue without being touched. So no one's getting out of the camera onto the page. It's just at least someone out there in the photography world that knows that it was just out of camera and put on the page. I don't think so.
This is like he took his camera, he changed the setting, he had it on JPEG and not RAW. He couldn't go back and retouch anything. So he's like, oh, this is what it is. We're just going to throw it on the wall.
This was really It's interesting though. I mean, literally telling a story without saying a word.
Yeah.
That's the power of photography, y'all.
Yes.
This is why I love what we do. We can speak without saying a word, a verbal word. Dr. Ty says this is photojournalism at its best, though. I will agree. Dr. Ty said this is photojournalism, and Dr. Tachi comes from journalism background.
Journalism. Yeah.
So anyway, what's another topic? Now that we've gone through the Vanity Fair, I will definitely be reading the article, and I will also put the link to Vanity Fair. I subscribe to it, so you can go, because Vanity Fair has some amazing. You want to know who my Vanity Fair? I love the writers of Vanity Fair and The Atlantic. Those are my two go-to. The writers for those two publications, the people that write regularly for those publications, are top notch. They're the best in the field.
Yeah.
The Atlantic and the Vanity Fair. Okay, listen.
Here's another story, and I mean, it's been in the news for a couple of days. Rob Reiner passed away. Was murdered. Him and his wife over the weekend. The son has been charged with murder now.
Yes.
But of course, that isn't even the story. Of course, this orange deranged person had to make it about himself, and the despicable comments that he has made on the passing of this man has taken center of attention. Jimmy Kimmel had Michelle Obama on, I think it was Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
And she talked about how she knew him, the Reiners, and actually they were supposed to meet with them Saturday night. Yeah, that same night that they were murdered.
Yeah.
And I love how everyone is coming out and speaking on their behalf and saying how they were decent human beings. They believed in justice. They believed in America, and they stood up. They stood up for what America really is. And just to have this deplorable man, in a time like this, you would think that you want to have a chief consoler in the White House who is going to uplift everyone and let everyone know it's going to be okay. This man doesn't know how to do that. He doesn't have any empathy. He does not have a moral compass. He doesn't know what it is to be a decent human being.
A decent human being. He's just awful, And here's let me just see if I can get that up for you guys. I'm gonna let the commercial play out for you. Okay, let it play, and then let you guys see that. Okay. It's amazing when you buy something, your advertisements will find you. They will.
You guys are really active today in the comments.
Yes,
I can't keep up.
Okay, what's going? Okay, why is this? This is an advertisement. What? Get rid of the advertisement. Enough. Okay, here we go. No, here we go. This is just a picture of it. Okay, here we go. So this was from this a photo. It's just a photo of the conversation that Michelle Obama, and it was really, really touching. You guys can see that. Watch the ABC News special with the Rob Reiner story, a Hollywood tragedy. This was ABC on 10 p.m. This was just Tuesday, yesterday. And so you can find it. You can find this also on Disney and Hulu if you're still subscribed.
Yeah, and you can watch the Jimmy Kimmel clip on YouTube if you subscribe to his page, or just go to his page. It's on there.
Yeah. So this is from ABC News. So, but
they did a special last night.
Absolutely horrible. And I know how a lot of folks in this community, we all talked about his movies and the movies we liked and all that on when the news came out on Monday, but just absolutely sad. And also they were interviewing a lot of the close friends, like friends that were even on the opposite aisle of them politically, and even in that they were still saying, you know what, we do not We don't agree politically, but we are friends. And remember, I am about, again, you have to be mature enough in conversation to agree to disagree. We're never
Absolutely.
all going to agree 100% on any subject. And so you must be mature to agree to disagree.
Yes, I mean, then if that's the case, then what's the point of having conversation? You wouldn't. I mean, there's one thing to be said about, all right, you know, you agree with someone, you can talk about it, but like when you have opposing views, it allows you to think critically, and analyze your views on things. Because not to say that someone's trying to change your mind, but it gives you a different perspective. Listen, you and I talk every Monday, and we do this show Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, and we don't always agree. We don't always
Mhm.
agree with everything. Between the panel, Elise and Gwendolyn and Dr. Tati, we don't agree on everything, but we have lively discussions and we listen to everyone's viewpoint and we can see where everyone else is coming from. And that gives us more insight into who the individual is and then also who we are as people to know that, hey, you know what? I didn't understand where they were coming from before, but I understand a little bit more, and I can take that into consideration. And moving forward, I'll be a little bit more patient and understanding when discussing these topics. So, and that's the one thing that we don't have in the White House right now. None of them can do that. There's no such
Yeah.
thing as critical thinking.
And you gotta have I mean, in order to be successful in anything, you have to be able to have critical thinking. Opposing views is not the enemy. Opposing views is a moment to become educated
Absolutely.
or expand what you may already know. So I just think, but this was so sad. I mean, I won't go, I'll just direct you to it. But Monday, Don Lemon went in. He went
Yes, he
in
did.
on Trump. And
Yes, he
it
did.
was,
And a lot of other media picked it up.
and so many people responded to him and said, thank you for saying what I did not have the guts to say, or I didn't have the ability to say because I was so angry. And man, I mean, I mean, he really goes in. I mean, it's full of curses and a couple of, Don Lemon is not that, he doesn't go off like that often, but it was so from the heart and talking about the callousness, how horrible Kinkles is as a person, and the sound of his voice and blah 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 blah. It goes on and on. But I'll put the link into this video. But it was, I think he said what we all were feeling, and also another person that I thought was really amazing, and that they allow her to do it on ABC is Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi
Yes.
Goldberg went in,
Yes, she
and
did.
they're very good. They're very close friends. And I mean, and it's interesting as we're learning the stories about all the people that he's interacted with in Hollywood and not in journalism and political arenas. These two people were very grounded and very accessible. They were so available to everyone in their lives. Something to learn about. I mean, that's a great example. No matter how famous you are, no matter how important you become, or a legend, you are still accessible to your friends and the people you love and the
Yeah.
people you care about, and also not afraid to gain new friends, because so many people were pouring out how they spent time. They would go over to their house, they would hang around their kitchen table, they would just talk. That's
That's real people.
it's real people.
Real
That's real
people.
people.
Yeah.
I
All right.
loved it.
So I got one more for you, and I don't know if a lot of people are even aware of this. This is something I found out actually last night. This morning I was listening to The Beat with Ari Melber on MSN Now.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the guys that I listen to on the MSN Now podcast lineup. So he actually brought something to the forefront. I don't know if people know. If you're from New York, you definitely know Ebro in the morning. It's a radio show. That show was canceled. Their last show was yesterday, if I remember
Well,
correctly.
what store? What show?
Ebro in the morning.
Oh, really?
It
Okay.
was canceled. The reason why it was canceled because they were extremely political and calling out a lot of people out on the air. And the company now that owns that radio station canceled them for that reason.
Wow.
They're bending the knee to Trump. But here's the thing, even though they were canceled, they knew they were getting canceled. They moved the show over. Now it's digital. It's on YouTube. So just look up Ebro and crew, and you'll be able to find them on YouTube now. But this is just where we are in pop culture right now. I mean, we've seen what Paramount has done to CBS News. CBS News is a shell of what it was. You have to look at CBS News is like the icon and was like the status crown bearer of news. Walter Cronkite and all those guys. And now you've got this new person, and she quote unquote did this interview with Kirk's wife, widow, and they only had 1.9 million views. The ratings, it was the least watched show, the least watched newscast. As a matter of fact, the regular 6 o'clock news did 3 times the number that special that was hyped for weeks did.
Wow.
They're Trump. She's a Trump loyalist.
Yes.
She's taken over the news division. She did a very angry and hateful interview, and no one watched it. And broadcasters and advertisers paid lots of money to support this broadcast, and it didn't do anything. It was the least watched show when that thing aired that week.
Well, it's also this also pulls us right into what we talked about last week about the Netflix and the purchase and Netflix purchasing the whole media deal, Warner Brothers, and Paramount trying to do it. The people that are with Paramount, I do believe, someone correct me if I'm wrong, are conservative and they want to control the media. They want to control what's out in the world. And Netflix is like, no, we want freedom. We want to be able to have the freedom to do what we want to do. And but the billionaires are backing, I do think, Paramount. And so we'll see how that all works out. But yeah, so this is also, again, he who controls the information controls the population. So here we go. Jazzy says, because really, what was the point of it? It was a town hall with a non-political figure. Dr. Ebro in the morning was on Hot 97.
Yeah, and they were on for 13 years. So it was Ebro. What was the other guy's name? Hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. Laura Stiles and Peter Rosenberg. It was the 3 of them. Yeah, very popular, highly rated broadcast on Hot 97 and on the air for 13 years. A lot of these shows and personalities have been around for a long time that are staples because they're going against the administration and, talking facts and truth. They're being pulled.
Yeah.
Listen, we know that these companies are being run by large corporations, billionaires, and this is why they're being pulled off the air. But here's the nice thing about it, though. And I think they'll probably do even better because just like Don Lemon, just like Joy Reid, just like a lot of these other new journalists that have moved over into the digital space onto YouTube and also onto other podcast platforms, they're doing better numbers than they've ever done on broadcast network television anyway.
Yeah. They do them
and
a favor.
Like
Channel, for instance, I love what Photo Ken says. He goes, I was an avid watcher of CBS mornings, Saturday morning and Sunday morning. I only watch Sunday mornings on YT Now, broadcast on YouTube, rather. Now, broadcast is fading. It is a dying breed. And
just like the newspapers were.
Yeah. Because, again, when you go to, look what happened to 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
Another platform that has been around for decades.
Decades.
Television staple. People always knew you can go to 60 Minutes to get great interviews of individuals
And the
and what they're
truth.
doing, and the truth,
And true journalism.
and true journalism. And let's see here. Lisa says that Ebro has some issues in the Black community. I'm sure. Look,
Absolutely.
if
Listen,
we stay on
nobody's
here long enough,
perfect.
there's always going to be an issue. There's always going to be a segment of the population that does not like what you're doing. Always. Don't. That's part of the factoring in when you do something public. If you decide to do something public, always remember at least 1/4 of those people in the world will not like you. They are not going to like what
Listen,
you
there are
do.
people on here that probably don't like us, and
Yeah,
that's okay.
hello.
You're entitled to that. We
They may
know
say,
that.
Ron, why do you wear a hat? Or they may say, why you don't shave?
Yeah, like I mean, we know that's part of the calculus that when we come on here, that everyone's not going to agree with what we're saying, and that's okay. We're just out here putting our opinions out, just like everybody else, and we're listening to the community that's in here, and we're responding to that. So look, people aren't going to like you, and you have to have tough enough skin to say, you know what, that's okay.
It's okay. And you know what the old saying is, if the whole world is liking you, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
There's always going to be people that don't like you, and that's the beauty of life. And you're doing something right when there's someone that doesn't like you. Exactly. Whenever you are in the public eye, you are subject to public scrutiny. I personally don't give a damn if people don't like what I do. Don't watch them. Exactly. In these media streets. If you don't want to hear what people have to say, you just turn the channel.
There's so many channels and outlets and things for you to watch. Don't watch this.
Like the Breakfast Club. Do I agree with Charlemagne all the time? No. Charlemagne. Sometimes he pisses me off, but once in a while, I like their show. I like how they interact. I love some of the guests that they have, and they're direct about certain things. I don't like every even with Joy Reid. I'm like, Joy, come on, y'all. You gotta work on this. You gotta work on this. So it's
even
comes with the territory. Comes with the territory. Dr. Tachi, Jazzy says to Dr. Tachi, I think people are starting to wake up. I will say, though, there are also indie media outlets that are not speaking the truth as well. We, as consumers, have to do the work to seek the truth. Now, you know how I feel about that.
But here's the thing. I think that us, we have to be very cognizant and also intentional on going out there and gathering information. Don't just use one source as the truth and the Holy Bible. You need to go out there and, just like with journalists, they always need three sources.
Three sources. That's
all right. So go out there,
research,
look at three different sources and see what they're saying. Three trusted sources that you can trust on, and see and compare and contrast. And somewhere between those three is the truth. And more than likely, the three are pretty much reporting the same thing. And there's something to be said about journalism. For decades, that's how it's always been done. And we've taken down administrations from that, corrupt individuals because of that. There is truth in that. Don't get your news from Facebook and Instagram. Just look at an article, see it, and be like, oh, take that as the truth. No. Go out there and look at other sources. No one's not saying you can't use those as references, but look at other sources. Look at the BBC. Look at the Associated Press. Use different sources.
These we have since we have passed by that, but I don't think I have not breast myself on the actual story for the Rob Reiner's new documentary. I'm not familiar with it, but we did see it. We did see your comment. We did see it. If you want to come on and talk about it, you're more than welcome to. And let's see here. Also, Dorian's in the building. What's up, Dorian? He says, I'm late, but I'm here. Kaboom. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so What else is in the news this week? What other cooler stuff should we be talking about? I think those are the main ones. It wasn't, when you think about how much news was out there this week, it did squash a little bit of the Epstein news. I mean,
well, not really, because the 19th is what, Friday? That's the deadline. Well, they have to release it, and if not, Congress can take the administration to court, because there's a law on the books and they have to release all this information, all of it.
There you go. So Epstein, even though you haven't heard much about it because of obviously Rob Reiner and all the stuff that's going on, also the numbers, the unemployment numbers did come out this week as well, and unemployment is rising. But however, I do believe
4.6%.
Yeah, 4.6. And I do believe also it's a lagger because those numbers are not accurate, because some data has not been included. So we're flying, as they say, without all of our instruments working. So that is what's happening there. So unemployment has inched up. Inflation has inched up. So those are the numbers this week. Stock market did go high. And I've had this conversation with Adrian. What we are seeing in the stock market is definitely not a representation of the economy. So even though this, the Kinkles is always saying the stock market is up, it's only working for the rich. It's only working for a few industries that are holding up the market. Just so you know. And before you go there.
Okay.
I noticed this morning that Tesla did a record day yesterday or 2 days ago. And it goes to show you that, again, consumers have short-term memory. They go back to the sloppy sinks where all the junk is in, all the sewage. They go back to the sink. They go back and they go back. And I said this, the world has shrunk Tesla's stock down because they were like, wait a minute, we're not supporting this guy. And he is on the verge of being the first world's trillionaire because of it this week. Just so you know, keep your eyes on Tesla. Well, Tesla has had record territory, or it has to say it hit a record yesterday. I do believe it was yesterday. Vote with your dollars.
So I got one more before we wrap up. So it's twofold. So the brown attacker has not been found yet, and this is one of the first very high-profile mass shootings that has happened on a college campus that they have not had a shooter. And because this happened last week Friday, or was it Saturday? I forget. I think it was Friday. And it's going to be a week tomorrow since this happened, and they're not any closer to finding a suspect. But what makes this story even worse is that this has been the most unreliable FBI investigation with a director ever. Kash Patel is
the worst.
The worst. This man now has botched 2 investigations. Jumped on social media and said, "Oh, we've got a suspect in custody," and then that suspect was released hours later. And what makes it worse is because now they're releasing that person twice. Charlie Kirk, he did that. But listen, what makes it even worse is the fact that both times in this situation, the person's name was released. This person's getting death threats.
Yeah.
All right. How do you give a person back their life after you've done that to them? You are the director of the FBI. And you've done this to an American citizen, and you don't even have all the facts.
Well, first of all, we all know from other investigations, the FBI is usually the slow to release information.
Absolutely.
And if they release information, they are very, very particular of the information they're going to, put out to the public.
And they know it to be true. Whereas this man is so unserious, everything he's putting out there is false and fake information. What you call fake news.
It is ridiculous.
And in the process is endangering the lives of people.
Well, this guy is obviously, they say he has a well, I know even when they were talking about this morning, but when I was talking to when Adrian and I were looking at the footage yesterday, I said obviously somebody knows who this guy is because he has such this very distinctive walk. I mean, his walk is so odd
And there's
that,
video of him.
and there's videos everywhere, so somebody knows who this guy is. I mean, but I can't. But I mean, it's interesting that with all of the Adrian brought to a point when we were talking about it yesterday, is that what happened to the cameras on the campus?
That part.
So all of these other cameras that we're seeing, the footage is by people's homes, down main streets, just outside the campus. But where's the where's the footage from the campus?
Campuses are notorious for having cameras everywhere, especially in the public spaces. We live in a modern society where you are photographed and videographed everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go. I don't know. There's something crazy about this one, but again, I'm sure by Friday they will have captured this person.
Hopefully,
I do believe they will by Friday. And it appears. Sorry. Lisa says, "Is he black or white?" I noticed that the media doesn't cite race anymore. I guess that's to avoid lawsuits. Ooh, I don't know, but
I don't know about that.
He appears. I mean, well, you can't tell. You just can't tell. You don't know. You can't tell. Hannah says, "I cannot see comments other than the comments asking if we can see your comments." Oh, Hannah, why? We can see. I'm placing them on the board, so if you don't see them,
I see it on the live stream feed.
You see on the live stream?
Yeah, because I had the live stream going.
Okay. And Doran says, "Don't get me started on conspiracy theories. Distraction. Absolutely." Okay, I think that's let's go back. Let's go to our let's see what's in here.
Announcements.
Let's go to the announcements. And guess what, y'all? Guess what? First of all, yesterday I got such a great response to our time with Levon yesterday.
Great interview.
The great Levon Hall was with us, sharing with us about what's new in Adobe Lightroom Classic, and Photoshop. If you did not see it, go catch the replay on YouTube. It's right there. Check it out. And also tomorrow I have a guest coming on. And so we created a new section called The Convo. So it's called focusing on what matters with Ron Foster. And so we have special guest photographer and gospel DJ. He is an amazing gospel DJ. And for all the gospel heads in here that love DJing and the music, he is incredible. So he is scheduled to be on tomorrow at 2:00. So we are now doing our interviews separate from our Touch Base Daily shows so that we can really spend time with in the conversations. But some will be live and some will be taped. But this particular one will be on live tomorrow at 2:00. So you can check us out here on Touch Base Daily and with our wonderful Mr. Dwayne Knight. I was talking to him yesterday. I said, "Dwayne." He laughs when I say that because we're raised in that era. Okay. Also, if you're in the community, make sure you join. You can post on our YouTube community, photography, text postings, conversations, engagements, yada, yada, yada. You can do that all in our YouTube community. Get to know one another. That's where you can post stuff. Also, join our email list by going to ronlewisphotos.com. Also, if you're looking for an event photographer for your commercial, for commercial uses or residential or private uses, event photography is what I do. Events also includes photojournalism because photojournalism is photographing events. And also, thank you to our Patreon members. Your support helps us create amazing content, and we are thankful for that. And so thank you to our Patreon members. And also join me in YouTube channel. We'll be there. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe. And we'll be doing more stuff for you guys here on our YouTube channel. Okay, I think we got it all on the screen. And let me get that banner out of there. Let's get it out. There we go. Chris, any last words, sir?
Just make sure that you're watching Indie Soup Media. This Friday is the season finale of Safe Space. I'm going to be narrating that episode, just doing a recap. It's going to be an abbreviated episode. And then also for those that don't follow Indie Soup, there's another show called Founders Friday from NView Health. Their season finale is also this Friday for the fall season. So check out Indie Soup. Make sure you're following.
There you go. There you have it. So, guys, thank you for joining us today. And I was thinking about something, but anyway, have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and enjoy your hump day. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.